Alright, so hello, this is the first lesson of the training program. So what we're going to start off with is, sorry, really brief intermission right here because I forgot to say something, but pretty much QB angles, everyone has their own QB angle. So I could show you mine, but at some point you're going to learn your own and you're going to find what you're comfortable with. But this is just what works for me. You could try it or you can not try it. But this is just what works for me. So we're going to start off with simple mechanics. And what I mean by this is simply going to just show how you want to read a field and read zoom. What I want you to do is I want you to go into a field. I want you to zoom all the way in. I want you to click the O key. Around 14 to 13 times, and I want you to kind of get used to looking at the field like this. Probably 15 times, but then you want to use the mouse scroll wheel. So how it should look when you're starting a play is something like this. You'll have defenders on the other side, and you'll be looking, and you'll look at the short, the deep, the free safety, the other deep, short, and the linebacker. So it should look something like that a little bit. As you hike the ball, you're going to be zooming out more and looking around the field, seeing what's opening up. When you see something that opens up, zoom in. So what you want to do is, if you want to do it pretty quickly, you want to zoom in, you want to aim, and you want to throw. I could break it down so it's quick, but you want to zoom in, aim, throw. An exercise that I generally like to do whenever I'm alone and bored before games, as no one joins my labs, what I'll tend to do is I'll tend to watch these referees over here, and I'll practice throwing comebacks to them. So generally, those are kind of just mechanics that you want to know. Is you just want to zoom out, look at the field, click the O key around 14 times, zoom all the way in, and then click the O key 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, actually more like 15 times. 15, 16 times is the sweet spot before a play. And you want to constantly be zooming in and out using your mouse wheel, looking around, seeing what's open, and then if something's open, you're just going to throw it. So here's some examples of it being applied in-game, for example. And now, I want you to flash again, Tanoke. I want to try and see if this thing can get open on a different angle. Right, flash your Tenno. That was actually such a good read, but I fucking played it wrong. So I know that's a lot of process, but let's start with the beginning. At the very beginning of the play, you're processing the shorts, the deeps, and the free safety, and you're looking around to see what's going to open up. You're zooming out 15 times and looking at the play. Right, flash your Tenno. So as you can see, the beginning play here is a flash. It's a flash to Tanoke. Normal fold concept, etc. But the flash is to Tanoke, and that's the primary play. The goal is to drag that linebacker away as the thing showed, and what happens is the deep drops on it and the read is over the top. I want you to notice that my eyes are not looking at the flash, and I am not making it obvious that the flash is happening. I'm looking the opposite way to try and bait the linebacker away from the flash to open it up. Flash your Tenno. So the instant read made here is that the deep is dropping on the flash, which is a mistake by the deep, which opens up over the top wide open as there's a short CB who has to drop on nothing. If the deep's dropping over the top, the short CB is responsible for going over the top. Because the deep dropped on that flash, over the top opens up, and it lets me for an easy touchdown to lead it over the top of Tanoke. This is an example of a two-step read. You won't have to know this for a while, but it's a good example to show how zooming out can impact plays, and it's a general good show of IQ and mechanics. And then yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Good throw, touchdown, bad lead in general, but the idea was there, and that's pretty much the point that I'm trying to point to you. A more advanced drill that you can practice is, one sec, I gotta get it set up. Let's say that the white are your wide receivers, right? What you can do in this game, oh, I gotta see myself back to home. My fault, I'm gonna mess that up. What you can do is this game, how it works is it follows your cursor. You see, I'm gonna zoom in so you can see it. You see how where I'm looking up with my cursor dictates where my body is looking at. So if I look down, it'll look downwards. If I look up, it'll look upwards. It'll look at wherever my cursor is. So what you can do with this is, if you see, for example, let's say this receiver is running an out here, they're trying to run a fold, this short is reading that fold. What you can do is you can use your eyes, bait that fold, and then have over the top open up. You can use your eyes to move DBs into where you want them to go if they're trying to read your eyes. In ACFL, it probably isn't necessary, but that's about it. Generally, I can give you a couple good aim things, but this would be around like a 50-yarder, maybe a little high. But essentially, what you want to do is, and I gotta do this with someone else eventually, is I've gotta record another part of this. But yeah, this is pretty much the basics of it. Zooming out, looking around, rolling towards your way, and looking and reading, using your eyes to move people away. But for now, don't worry about that. For now, just worry on zooming out, looking, and aiming at your target. And for example, I was going to throw this over the top. Well, I ran out of stamina, but that's where you will want to throw it. Alright, that's all for lesson 1 for now. So for lesson 1, you've learned to zoom out before the play, you've learned to remain zoomed out during play until you decided to make your throw, zoom in and out to try and get better vision, you zoom in before throwing, and you aim and fire. Some extra things that you can use are the 2 little things that I use with the VOD review, where you can use your eyes to bait DBs and making 2-step reads. This should help you for lesson 1.